Chat. Are we live? It's been a while. Hold on. I gotta make sure everything's working. It's been a good bit. I think we're live. YouTube, please work. Please work. Yeah, it's working. What is up, people of the internet? That is me, Real American, back in with a new stream. And that is right. We are live on this beautiful January 8th, 2026. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. And yeah, the first stream in a while. It's been a couple weeks. Everybody knows I was on vacation. I took a break from YouTube and stuff. I had a couple videos come out. But yeah, I'm back, guys. Officially, I decided, you know what, today to stream. I was thinking maybe not wait till tomorrow, but you know what? Enough stuff's going on right now. We can't wait any longer. So I should be clear about this before I forget. Regular content will begin will return next Monday. That means this will be the start of, or excuse me, the first streams officially will come back next Monday. This is kind of an update stream and kind of talking about everything that's been going on because holy crap. Wow. We are a day like 8 of 2026 and holy crap. This was a start to the year that I don't think anybody was expecting. So gonna be kind of a quick stream. We're gonna talk about some stuff going on with Venezuela, with Colombia, talk about Minneapolis, talk about Cuba. A lot of stuff's going on. It's just, there's so much to talk about. Before we get into today's stream, you guys know the drill, but if you guys forgot or don't know what I'm talking about, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you do have any questions or concerns or want to support the channel even further, the best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I will read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. And again, guys, the daily streams and stuff, at least on the weekdays, will return next Monday. So no stream tomorrow, but next Monday, we'll be back to it. And we'll talk more about the schedule. It's going to be changing a little bit. We're going to go to like 4 to 5 days a week for streams. Videos, we'll talk about that a little bit later. You know, there's kind of different change of pace a little bit, but you know, it's mostly the same. Just some adjustments I learned in the couple weeks I've been gone. So, yeah. All right. Glitch Evie has been a member for 17 months. Thank you so much, good sir. Jared the American has been a member for 3 months. Thank you so much, good sir. K Cub for 2. He's back. American Nerd, go for 2 now. Let's effing go. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of chats today. Colt Langs has been a member for 13 months. Thank you so much, good sir. Kyle Rooney for 2. Number 1, Bongino Hater, yay, rap is back. Yeah, I am back. So officially, we're not, you know, not this crap of, oh, you know, I'm gonna be gone 5 months. No, we are back. And will be a couple videos out this weekend, you know, so it's not just one stream that I dip. No, it's back to the regular content, all that good stuff. American Nerd for 5. We miss you, rap. Hope you had a great Christmas and very happy New Year. It's been a great 2026 so far. Yeah, it's been a very interesting year to say the least. It's crazy to say we're in 2026, but yeah, we are. Now, I find it funny that the second that I'm gone, Trump decided to go to basically bomb Venezuela and then take Maduro. It just really, the millisecond that I quite literally cannot make videos, that's when he decides, oh yeah, by the way, great. Glitch Evie for 2. Rap is return as was aforetold by the elders. Yeah, I said back in December I was be back in sometime in the middle of January, and you know it's January 8th. I think it's long enough. So, Ban Milk has been a member for 29 months. Just took the PICAT for the U.S. Navy. Praying I get the auto qualification so I don't have to go through all the extra exams and steps. Oh, W's a chat for Man Milk. Joining the Navy. Nice. American Nerd for 2. Rap coming back is like we're here arriving in Return of the King. That's true. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, a little bit. All right, we have a lot to get to, guys. Wow, it's been a good bit. It's been a good while since we streamed. So I'm still getting used to streaming again. So if there's any technical issues, don't blame me. Blame YouTube or something. I don't know. All right. So this is gonna be kind of a quick stream. I'm not gonna stream for like 5 hours. I'm gonna stream for like a half an hour, and then yeah. Rye Guy has been a member for 3 months. He returned. Yes. Ben Sidix has been a member for 14 months. Iran is currently on fire at the moment. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Iran, guys. There's a good chance by the end of the weekend, that regime's gone. There's a good chance that they actually bring back the Shah. So there's a lot to talk about. There's so much going on. It's just crazy because we've been told for years that nothing ever happens. And I'm sorry, but the nothing ever happened, bros. You guys lost. You guys got crushed. It's a landslide. It's not even close. All right. I think everything's working. Is everything working on my end? Yeah, it is. Okay. Before I forget, I gotta post this live now. Here we go. Gotta click that. All right. So again, gotta make sure everything's working. This kind of a test stream too to make sure everything's back in order because it's been a while. So I gotta remember how to do some stuff. It's been about a month. So all right. So I think we should start with quite possibly the most stunning announcement or news of this year. And I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's what happened in Venezuela. Listen, we knew for a while there was be some kind of conflict with Venezuela. It was brewing. It was inevitable, I think. But the way it happened and the fact that nobody knew shit, we didn't get a hint, no leaks. Wow. America nerd for 6. Maduro in jail. Iran has potential revolution. Cuba's sweating nervously and the economy is improving like crazy. America's so freaking back. Yeah, well, let's start with the big one is Venezuela. This one, we kind of knew for a while there was going to be a strike in Venezuela, but everybody thought that, oh no, he's not going to go target Venezuela. He's going to actually go after Iran first and then Venezuela. But no, we pulled the Trump card, funny enough. You know, we didn't just bomb Venezuela. We bombed some stuff. We bombed Hugo Chavez's his resting place, which let's cut the crap. Trump himself told them to do that. They bombed the shit out of Hugo Chavez's memorial. It just, Trump is a mad lad, all right? He's mad, and in a good way. So yeah, either way, they went into Venezuela, and it was out of nowhere. It was the middle of the night. People were sleeping. Then out of nowhere, Trump post, oh yeah, by the way, we just captured Maduro. We bombed the shit out of them. And yeah, we taken over, basically. And that's what the crazy part about this was, because there was going to be a bombing run that was inevitable. But we just straight up yoinked Maduro. We just said, yoink. And we just have Maduro casually just sitting here now and his wife. So this was a flawless victory by Trump. This was flawless. It went perfectly. No deaths, but on the American side, they killed, I think it was up to 70, I think. It was like 40 Cuban guards, which is weird because why is Maduro's top security Cubans? What about the Venezuelans that totally love him? Why is it Cuba? But yeah, so basically we captured Maduro in the middle of the night. We bombed the shit out of them. It was an utter embarrassment for not really Venezuela, because this was expected. Like, okay, you're not going to beat America. But the biggest losers by far were China and Russia. I think it's clear as day now, we have the strongest military in the world by far. We're not even the same, like, stratosphere. We're talking about, we are a galaxy ahead of China and Russia. We just took Maduro. We just straight up yoinked him, and he's gone. He's gone, and we have him. So, and by the way, it was by Delta Force. They did a phenomenal job. They always do, of course. So, it's just crazy to think that we straight up took him, and we essentially control Venezuela. For those that don't believe me, actually, we can now confirm that we basically do. Venezuela is basically doing whatever we say to do. If they're talking a big game, we want to bring back Maduro. Now Venezuela is basically saying, oh, please, Trump, don't bomb us again, please. Hugo Chavez's remains are gone. Don't do it. So yeah, we bombed the shit out of them. And now they're buying American-made products. And the big thing is, we're not only getting oil from Venezuela. That's kind of a big deal because we're going to get, what was the one, chat, which company was Trump talking to about going back to Venezuela? There was 2 of them, I think, right? But yeah, it's not just that. We completely cut out a big chunk of China's oil supply. We just took it out. Now, of course, we're going to rely more on Russia and Iran for a little bit longer. But still, it's like, when you take out Venezuela, you have access to this much oil, and you cut it off from China, these other countries. That's a big deal. And now Cuba, they're alone. Yeah, Exxon. Thank you so much, Chad. It's Exxon. That's the big one. There's another one, I think. Yeah, it was Exxon. They're going to go back in there, which that's a story nobody talks about. We built up the infrastructure. We built up the refineries. We did all this work in Venezuela. And then in like the 90s, they took it all. In the 2000s, they just took all that infrastructure and stuff. It went to shit, and then oil went to waste. So, yeah, it's just a huge victory across the board. Nobody got killed on our side. We took Maduro out without killing him. He's in America now. He's being tried. We'll see. It's a lot's going on. Lots going on. Chance Razik has been a member for 7 months. Hey, Rap, what are the odds Massey votes to impeach now? He's going to. This whole Maduro strike, this was the final straw for a lot of people. A lot of dumbasses lost it completely. People like Robert Barnes and Rich Barris, of all things to happen, they completely lose it because we took Maduro and we just made Venezuela basically our puppet state without having to do any real regime change. All we did was take Maduro. And we'll get to in a second why it's not the same thing as Iraq. We have a video plan for that. But either way, this idea that this was a blunder on Trump's part. Oh my goodness, Venezuela, they loved Maduro. Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, the 8 million Venezuelans have left the country in the last 10 years. Worldwide, they're celebrating. They're going nuts right now. They're like, hell yes, we're going back to Venezuela. Really? This whole ordeal from these people, they're just batshit crazy. Oh, this is a neocon move by Trump. It's just batshit crazy. But I'm getting off topic a little bit, but just it's stupid. This whole thing is just wow. K-Cup for 5. They cried Trump didn't inform Congress of going after Maduro, but yet if he briefed everyone, almost every Democrat would have ran to media to warn Maduro. Oh, the report's circulating that probably Jeffries would have done that. That's the issue. We can't say anything to Congress because you know damn well one of these dumbasses like Jeffries is going to run to the media, leak it, and nothing happens. So, yeah, that's 100% true. American Nerd for 10. Rap, have you seen the movie Air Force One? Because the first 5 to 10 minutes showed a special forces operation very similar to the Maduro op. I think that's where Trump and Hegseth got the idea for this. Well, I don't know if they got the idea from it, but for those that don't remember, there was a video from like 8 months ago where Trump was on this training range with, I think it was Delta Force. And they were training on basically the same operation that we saw a couple days ago in Venezuela. So they were planning this for a year, which should tell you everything that it takes a long time to plan this stuff out. Like this took probably 8 months to plan this shit out. That's why it took a long time to do so. And they waited right until everybody was focused on Iran and Venezuela was on the media. That's when we did it. So, American Nerd for 2. I read that already. Oh, no, I didn't. I still think we should give Maduro's cronies 2. Nah, we'll get to that in a minute. Why that's... The way we did this is perfect. K-Cup for 2. Also, people in Venezuela are insanely happy too. Oh, no, guys. The video of 10 Venezuelans protesting, that's proof that Venezuela loved Maduro and that, Hugo Chavez, he was actually a good thing for Venezuela. It's just freaking Robert Barnes. Those idiots lost their minds long time ago. But they've completely went batshit crazy over this. Seriously, you're going to shill for Venezuela? Really? American Nerd for 2. Why is Maduro being tried in New York City where Zoran is? Well, because I think that's what they charge him at. So, Jacob Martin for 2. Happy New Year. Welcome back. Yep, we're back. All right. So let's go over this whole Venezuela thing. We're going all over the place. Let's talk, but we talked about the operation a little bit. We bombed Hugo Chavez, which is just freaking hilarious. But the controversy surrounding this is the fact that you get these morons like Robert Barnes, Rich Barris, they're running around saying, guys, this is the same thing that happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. All right. Well, let's cut the crap. Can somebody explain to me how this is identical to what happened in Iraq? There are so many differences. For starters, we're not in the Middle East. We are not in Iraq. We're not in Afghanistan. We're talking about a completely different region, completely different set of circumstances, a completely different culture with a very unpopular government in Venezuela. That's the first difference. These people really think, oh, because we took out Maduro, that's the same thing as taking out Saddam Hussein. No, Saddam Hussein, I don't think he was popular, but he wasn't as despised as, say, Maduro was. You know, I'm not saying he was popular, but it's like he still had serious strength in the country. He was still a very popular, I should say fairly popular, but Maduro wasn't. We know this because of prior elections. We don't know what happened, 3 times now? So already it's a completely different. Secondly, we're in the Western Hemisphere. And this is the biggest distinction of them all. Did everybody just forget about the Monroe Doctrine? Did everybody forget about this? Seriously, why is nobody mentioning the Monroe Doctrine? Oh, actually they are, but they're just lying about it. Well, now it's actually funny enough, the Don Roe Doctrine. That's what they're calling it now. The Don Roe Doctrine. Instead of Monroe, it's Don Roe, which, okay, that's a name. But still, it's one of those things where this is our hemisphere. It doesn't matter if you think, oh, Venezuela did nothing wrong. The crimes we allege they did, there's nothing wrong with that. Even if all that was true, why should we let a country this close to China and Russia be in our hemisphere? Why? I get to hear a single person explain why this is a good idea. Why should we have Venezuela, which is deep ties to China and Russia, in South America? Why? Can anybody answer this? Because it's the one thing nobody's been able to answer properly. Why should we allow Venezuela to exist? No, I should say to exist, but like in its current form, why should we just let it happen? Where Russia and China, they essentially run Venezuela. They give them all the resources they need. They work closely together. Why? Is there a single good explanation? There is none. This idea that, oh, this is the same thing as Iraq because we took out the dictator. No, it's not. It's just stupid. That's right. It's our oil. Yeah. It's literally our oil. Well, I should say it's ours, but like, why should China and Russia get access to it? Why? The Western Hemisphere is America's. The Monroe Doctrine existed for 200 years. It existed way before Trump, way before any of the current presidents, and now it's suddenly a controversial thing to say, hey, why is Venezuela doing this shit with China and Russia? Hey, why they get supplied with weapons from these countries? American Nerd for 2, this was closer to Panama in 89 than Iraq in 03. Yeah. It's very close to Panama. Not the same thing, but American Nerd for 2, we should use this W to take Greenland. Well, Greenland's a joke. Seriously, Denmark thinks they can fight America. You guys would get obliterated, like, unironically, within, like, minutes. So, I don't know. The whole Greenland thing, we're just going to take it. We're just going to take Greenland eventually. I think they're going to buy it. That's the current rumor. We're making a deal with Denmark. We're just going to buy it. And I'm guessing it's going to be like Puerto Rico, where it's a territory. It's not, I don't think it's to be a state. In fact, does Greenland even have the population to be a state right now? I don't think it does. So, yeah. Venezuela has threatened taking over Puerto Rico. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they've been saying this shit for years. Why does nobody mention that? They only mention, well, Orange Man did it, and Orange Man is bad. Stupid. Chance Razik for 5. Iraq and Afghanistan are half a world away. This isn't. It was a flawless operation. The Democrats just killed their chances of winning the Hispanic vote. Big W. Yeah. It's our hemisphere. Strategically, it makes a bunch of sense. You're talking about the biggest oil reserve in the world just sitting there. Why should we let that go to China? Strategically speaking, ignore everything else. Claim Maduro is a popular leader. He is keeping the country alive. Claim all that bullshit. Why should they be tied to China this much? Not just talking or whatever. They're straight up running operations and crap with China. Why? Just stupid. It's just unfreaking believable. And the only reason people question is because of Trump. If this was any other president, I guarantee you these morons would be celebrating like they won the Super Bowl. Yeah, we took down Maduro, and you should. The way we did it is flawless. This was the best way to do it. American Nerd for 2. Greenland is like 50,000 people. Yeah, it's not enough for a state anyways. So I just think we're going to make it a territory. Make it like Greenland. They can do what they want, but they're part of the United States. So it's just insane to really think about. That we basically took Venezuela without killing 100,000 people. We took it by killing a couple Cuban guards and taking Maduro. That's a success. We essentially run Venezuela now. And that's the second thing about this. What we did in Iraq and Afghanistan, we toppled the entire government. We removed everybody in power. They all disappeared. We got rid of them. A lot of them died. And we replaced them with a shit government. And it fell apart. We took one person away from the government. Now the acting president was his vice president. She's currently in charge right now. It's still basically the same regime. We just took out the top person. So it's not even the same thing. We took out one single person, left most of the government intact, and we're telling them, hey, get your shit together, or we're going to do it the same thing again. And suddenly, they're releasing political prisoners now. They're going to give us a bunch of oil for free. They're only buying American products now. That's what Trump did here. If we would have done this in, say, Iraq, it wouldn't have been perfect because we were talking about Iraq. There would have been a power struggle. But more than likely, it would have been in the long run, not a shit show, not a complete disaster. You just take out the top couple people and that's it. You don't get rid of every single person, replace it with nothing, and there you go. That's what happens. No. Even after World War II in Japan, we still kept like the emperor and stuff. We kept parts of the government intact because it's like, you can't just start all over and try to go it that way. No, it doesn't work. American Nerd for 6. I heard that that Maria lady wants Gonzalez, the guy who beat Maduro in the 24 election, to take over Venezuela. Should Trump allow that? I don't know. I personally think just do another election and call it a day. A real election, not the bullshit one from 24, or the prior one. Chance Jurassic for 5. How much you want to bet if it was Massey who lied to Tucker last month? I like Tucker a lot, but dudes, quit simping for Maduro. Looks ridiculous. Yeah. It's looking likely Thomas Massey's full of shit. He's just lying to everybody now. Every bullshit lie is just coming from him. He's trying to cause chaos on purpose. So. You see, dictators are actually a good thing with their commie shitheads like us. Yeah. They're actually a good thing. But the crazy thing is, just these same people 5 months ago, a year ago, they were saying, we got to get rid of the undemocratic Maduro from Venezuela. Trump does it without killing 1,000 people, and they're bitching about it. Just stupid. It's just batshit crazy where he's still talking about this stuff. It's just unbelievable. But I do think at the end of the day, this is a net positive, not just for America, but really for the world. Because now we are reasserting ourselves in the global stage. Like, hey, we're clearly the most powerful country on earth. We were able to topple an entire government by taking one person. Nobody died. And now suddenly a bunch of world leaders, except the dumbasses in Europe, which that's another story, they're all panicking. They're all shitting themselves. They're realizing, oh, crap. America's military, there's a reason we spend $1 trillion a year on it. There's a reason why. That's why. Nobody can touch us now. We have the best Navy, best Air Force, best Army, best everything by a galaxy's advantage. Nobody can touch us at this point. American Nerd for 2. Did Large Marge say anything about Maduro? I think she shielded for him. It's all the same suspects. It's the never Trumpers that suddenly love Maduro because Orange Man bad. It's Orange Man that did it. Rand Paul voting against Trump's actions in Venezuela shows utter hypocrisy. Yeah, I mean, look at his votes under Obama. Look what he was doing back then. I mean, I can understand what Rand Paul's saying. Fine, there's some things you can question. That's one thing. But dude, be consistent on it. Don't throw this hissy fit and then, yeah, just it's stupid. All right. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. Speaking of Massey, you saw MTG's comments about Venezuela. Honestly, this lady has lost it. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes out as pro Maduro. Oh, she has. She has. Yeah. It's just insane. All because Trump did it. If there was any other president, it would have been universally celebrated. These morons would have loved it, but no, because Orange Man did it, it's bad. And that's a whole nother problem. You get these shitty pollsters like Rich Barris, and let's cut the crap. The guy's lost it. Let's cut the shit. He's completely lost his damn mind. He's making stuff up. I don't know if he's seen stuff. I don't know. But he's just straight up making shit up. But, okay, whatever. He's straight up lying up with the numbers. Yes, right now the current average has like -1 or 2 for the Venezuela poll, or for the Venezuela strike. Like, do people support it or not? It's like -2 or 3. He makes it sound like it's -50, but whatever. Right now, 40% of Americans, they disapprove of what Trump did. And that's because 40% of Americans, Trump could say the sky is blue, and these people will say, no, it's not. It's the opposite. It's like, I don't know, green or something. That's the issue. 40% of Americans, they hate Trump's actions no matter what. They do the polar opposite of what he says. Just like with Venezuela. They wanted regime change in Venezuela for years, but now because Trump did it, it's bad. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. All right. Builder Shed has been a member for 9 months. Thank you so much, good sir. American Nerd for 10. How do you think the Maduro operation will affect other South and Latin American countries similar to Venezuela, especially Brazil, Colombia, and Peru, as they have elections coming up this year? Well, Colombia is starting to bend the knee. That's what it sounds like is going to happen. Brazil's going to get the same thing's going to probably happen in Brazil, for being honest. Peru, I don't know enough about. Honestly, I don't know enough about Peru. I know it's shit right now, but yeah. Trump should recognize Palestine. Yeah, honestly, he should. Because I want to see these people suddenly like oppose it. This whole Venezuela thing, it proves what we've been saying. 35 to 40% of Americans, they will disagree with Trump on everything. Even on stuff they supported 5 seconds ago, just to spite the Orange Man. Cuba's done. Oh, yeah, Cuba's done. At this point, we're just... What can Cuba do? If we took out Venezuela that fast, what does Cuba have going for it? They're going to get crushed. So, all right. Jacko Max for 5. I'll be the first to say I was skeptical of Rubio due to 2016, but I was wrong. I love him now. Also love seeing Barris crash out on X over you. Oh, gosh. Yeah. But this whole thing with, excuse me. Excuse me. But yeah, Marco Rubio's been a big surprise. Has been perfect? No, I have some questions about some of the foreign policy stuff. But still, he has demonstrated to be a very good Secretary of State. Not perfect. I'm not saying he's the best ever. But man, he was able to pull some shit in South America and Latin America. He's pulling shit right now. I don't know how he's doing it. We got Panama basically under our control. Venezuela, now they're doing whatever we say. Colombia, they're bending the knee. Cuba's next. Brazil, they're going to get thrown out. Let's cut the crap. It's a matter of time before that happens. Yeah. American Nerd for 2. MAGA Marco for VP in 28. It's going to happen. I think it's going to be Rubio. Chief Constituent has been a member for 30 months. This is the type of stuff that makes you understand the neocons. Zoomers really needed to see an objective. 100% win on the world stage. Libs crash out. Well, yeah, this is the issue people have. The problem is not using the military. Like, there's some retarded people that really think, no, we can never use the military no matter what. Even if we're attacked, we can never use it. That's the Robert Barnes types. They really think any military action, no matter what, is bad. No, you just gotta be smart about it. Like most conflicts, we should stay out of. Like in the Middle East. If we're not gonna gain anything from it, why are we in Syria? Why are we in Iraq? Why are we in some God knows what country? But if it's Venezuela, that's a different story. We got an objective. Multiple. Part of the drug trade. We cripple the cartels indirectly. Cuba's screwed. That was their last ditch effort. They're done now. there's an objective, and it didn't cost anybody to die on the American side. So, yeah. All right. Build a shed for 5 anarcho-capitalists and libertarians defending communist dictators like Maduro would never not be funny to me. Yeah, they suddenly love Maduro. Yep, they love him now. Is a cowboy for 5. So, how bad is his approval rating for Democrats right now? Who knows? Chance Razik for 5. Trump endorsed Massey, Paul, and MTG in 2022. All 3 turn on him. That's why he's done with their shit. Nothing to do with the donors or Israel or whatever. Yeah, just this whole thing proves what Trump's been saying. I'm not agreeing with Trump on everything. Like, I have issues because are we gonna have a military occupation? It does not look like that's the case, but there were fears about that. What do we actually occupy the Venezuela? What's going to happen? That's a different story. But to oppose this because Trump bad? Really? American Nerd for 2. Heard Bolsonaro's son is running for Brazil president. I did not hear about that. Interesting. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. At this point, Trump could say he's a communist, and these people would be like, no, communism sucks, capitalism good, despite the Orange Man. Yeah, you're not wrong. He could literally say that tomorrow. He could recognize Palestine today, and these people would all flip on him immediately. No, Palestine is awful. Israel's our best friend. That's what's going to happen. He would do that, and they would literally do that, despite him. All right. So I think with Venezuela overall, it's going to happen. We're going to get a more positive regime out of this. Is it going to be perfect? Maybe not, but I'm liking what Trump did in Venezuela. I think it was a smart move militarily, strategically. It was a very smart move. We actually gained something. It's not like Iraq where we didn't even get the oil. If we got the oil in Iraq, it would still have been unpopular, but okay, we got something. We got jack shit out of that, except a 20-year-long war. We ended the war in 3 hours. It lasted a short amount of time than the war in Half-Life 2. It lasted 8 hours or whatever. Venezuela got defeated in 3 hours. It was pathetic on their part. So, yeah. All right. In other news, we do got to quickly talk about Iran that I do got to get going. So, Iran, it looks like we're going to get a regime change. It's looking very likely. I think the guy's done. The supreme leader is screwed. I don't see him getting out of this mess. For those that don't know, in the last day, they've cut out all internet access in Iran. The telephone lines got cut out, and it's because of this. There are riots happening now. People are burning shit. They're flipping stuff over. They're blowing stuff up. People have had enough of this shit in Iran. They have had enough of this crazy regime. They're saying, hell no, we're done with you. So it's looking very likely that they get rid of these dumbasses. I have no clue what's going to happen. I think they flee to like Russia or something. But it's looking likely that Persia's going to come back. Can we just say, I like saying Persia better because I think it just fits better. You know, it's Persia. That's what it should be. But it's looking likely they bring the Shah back, which is the key. This is a weird thing. I don't know what's going to happen. When they bring back the Shah, which I don't think he's going to be there forever, do they make it like a kind of like a 1-year thing, like a temporary solution where, okay, we bring back the Shah for a couple months, get a real government going, and that's that, and he's gone? I don't know. I actually don't know what we do with Iran or what the Iranian people do. Do they go with the Shah permanently? Is it a constitutional monarchy, a republic? What? I'm curious. We don't actually know. Yeah, Iran's done. It's a matter of time now. They're losing. It's like 90% of people want a regime change in Iran. So, yeah, I don't know. I think they bring back the Shah for a little bit, and then after that, it's probably going to go to a republic, and then, yeah. But, I mean, I don't care what you think about, the current state of the Middle East or whatever. Objectively speaking, the current regime's got to go. I'm not saying America should have boots on the ground or whatever, but hey, if the Persian people get rid of these people, Good. American Nerd for 2. I figured that the Shah would be like the UK king, probably. It's probably that, or they make it a republic after like a year. We shall see. They want him back. That's the thing. It's not like it's just one person. They're chanting they want the guy back. So, yeah. Chief Constituent for 10. Honestly, I haven't been keeping track of politics in a while, but I'm honestly sick of seeing right-wingers crash over everything. Honestly, it'd be the best for the crash outs and are gag ordered. That's real. They should. Builder Shed for 2. Maybe they go with something like Japan. Maybe. But Japan was such a weird set of circumstances. Maybe they do that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if Iran goes down, think about this, guys. Because the Middle East is a mess. We got to see what happens. But can you imagine if it just in 1.5 years, Trump was able to take down Venezuela, Iran, Cuba, but I should say potentially Cuba, more than likely Colombia, in a span of like 2 years. If he does that by bombing Iran like twice and then taking Maduro, if he's able to accomplish all of this with just doing that, we are never to question his foreign policy again. Because I was questioning, hey, why is Trump so focused on the Middle East? Now it's making sense a little bit. I think they realized there's an opening here. And that's why they're so focused on it, and might have hurt them in the short term. But I'm starting to think those strikes might have pissed a lot of people off in Iran, because the response was pathetic by them. They got embarrassed. We crushed them, and we just demonstrated they can't do anything to us. They talk a big game, and they just bend the knee. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But man, there is an opening. I think there was. They must have known for a while they were having a water shortage. There's a big drought going on there. The economy sucks. They must have realized they do a couple bombings, embarrass the government. That's it. Because at that point, even some in the military be like, "Oh, this is stupid." We'll see. If that's the case, Trump he played 7D chess, and we all played checkers. American Nerd for 2. By the way, what the F is going on in Minnesota? It's a shit show. Somebody tried to hit a ICE agent with their car, and he shot her. That's basically what happened. So 2025 focus on the Middle East, 2026 focus in South America. That's what it looks like is going on now. Because we really haven't done anything with Iran. We said we're going to bomb them, but I think they're going to see what happens. If they just topple the regime without any help, they're just going to let it happen. Because they don't want to interfere. But yeah, Colombia and Cuba, Colombia's just done. They're already like begging to go to the White House. I think, did the Colombian president literally say he wants to go to the White House to talk to Trump or something? Cuba, like they're nothing, especially without Venezuela. Yeah, they're in trouble. Yeah, if that's what happened here, I'm not saying 7D chess for sure, but if that's what happened, they realized there's an opening here. The deal with Syria, deal with Iran, deal with all these other shit shows all at once. It makes sense why we did what we did. And same for South America. We'll see. We shall see. Trump does seem to generally find a way to get the last laugh. Yeah, he finds a way. Again, we don't know. Nobody should think this is 7D chess yet, but it might have been. I don't know. Persian Empire returning soon. Yeah. It looks like Persia's coming back. W. Massive W if that's the case. Again, no boots on the ground, and I don't think they're going to. I think it's at this point it's going to happen. I don't think it's a 99% chance. I think it's like a 90% chance the regime goes down. The pressure's way too much. Their response is pathetic, and now they're killing people. I don't see them surviving this. Because unlike prior administrations where there were protests in the past, like ones that could have toppled the regime, prior administrations like under Obama, Biden, we killed any chance of that happening. We did dumb shit. We indirectly helped Iran, and they were able to survive. This time, Trump is not doing anything to help these assholes. So, Jacko Max for 5, taking down allies of Russia. Trump has taken down Venezuela and Iran, and the EU is complaining about Trump's actions. They're so short-sighted. Well, the EU is retarded. Let's cut the crap. They just want war with Russia. The EU wants war with Russia. It's batshit crazy. They want World War III. These leaders in Brussels, they want World War III. So, yeah. Trump also seems to be focused on housing now. Yeah, that was a great executive order he signed, or he's going to sign. With housing, that's great. It's been just all across the board. Like, it's as if, and again, we're not doing the 90 chess stuff yet, but some stuff does take a long time to prepare. Like executive action, executive orders. There's a lot of legal loops that go around, a lot of legal hurdles to deal with. And the strikes in Venezuela that take a long time. They must have been behind the scenes working on this for months. A lot of this stuff. They must have been listening the entire time, but they were focused on the way they did it for a reason. Yeah. I don't know. Chief constituent for 10. Also for Israel. I like Israel. Stupid stuff aside because they're competent. Honestly, with Islam apologists and Qatar sellouts, makes Jews look better in comparison. Trump doubters should be purged. Well, I mean, people just have a problem with Netanyahu and stuff. That's the big problem. Because, yeah, I personally think he's done a lot of bad shit. That whole freaking administration did, but I don't know. I think personally, we should be more focused on Venezuela and see what happens in Iran. Because with Israel and stuff, it's an issue. You can't, no matter what you say, you're wrong. So, American Nerd for 2. What's going on with housing? Housing has gone down in prices according to some studies and stuff. But also, Trump's signing an executive order where they're gonna ban these companies from just buying up all the houses, which is good. We've been talking about this for a long time. So, President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. Think about this. We take out Cuba's government. Does that mean we just stop a lot of radical groups here in the U.S. and avenge Kirk? Yeah. This is a huge thing nobody talks about. And I'm starting to think they've been working on the Kirk stuff, but in a different fashion. Because I made a whole graph on this a couple months ago, but basically a lot of these radical groups in America, take a guess who directly funds these people. Who directly supports them? It's the Cuban government. And they're being supported by Venezuela. So we took down, indirectly, one of the biggest supporters of these batshit crazy groups. We'll see what happens. Again, it's very early, but man, it's a huge thing we took them down. If that's the case, that would make a lot of sense then. Again, they should still have a lot of RICO charges, but we'll see. Chief constituent for 2. Trump doubters will never make it. Yeah, you have to be honest. Like, if Trump does something stupid, call it out. But don't go batshit crazy like Barnes and says, oh, Hugo Chavez was actually good. Guys, the economy boomed under Chavez. No, it didn't. It clearly didn't. Everybody got poorer. So, American Nerd for 2. Thoughts of the Trump class battleships, by the way. I saw something about that. I don't really know. I just think it's I actually don't know enough about it to really say much about it. I heard that they're making battleships again, but yeah. Turn Cuba into a sugar plantation. Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna do the same with Cuba like they did with Venezuela. Just say, hey, you're not gonna work with China anymore. You gotta work with us. And that's what this is really about. We should not have Cuba or Venezuela right there. So, all right. Man Milk for 2. I got my results back. 99th percentile. Oh, W's a chat for Man Milk. W's a chat for Man Milk. Yeah, communism sucks. Wow, that's a hot take now. You're on the right now. Now you got Tucker Carlson running around saying like, oh no, we're taking out Venezuela because of gay marriage. What? What? That doesn't make any sense. Because I highly doubt that's the reason we're going to Venezuela. Do you really think Trump is trying to take down Venezuela because of gay marriage? If that's the case, why aren't we like bombing Africa? Why? I don't know. Tristan for 2. Rap. Who's your Super Bowl matchup? Ooh, I'm going Jacksonville and Seattle. Current take. Jacksonville and Seattle, or Jacksonville and ooh, this is a tricky one. Yeah, that's my current pick right now. Now the Rams. American Nerd for 2. Teddy Roosevelt's big stick philosophy is back. Yep, that's true. Builder Shed for 5. Don't forget the leftist anarcho-communist and cultural Marxist groups in Sweden. They're funding this stuff too. Yep, they are too. K-Cup for 2. Just got back from afternoon prayers. What I missed, nothing much. Bobber for 5. I'm happy to see the monarchy of Iran is coming back, and I love it. I'm a monarchist. I hate all forms of republics, even religious ones. Well, I'm not a monarchist, but I think in some areas it works. You know, I think, like, with Persia, yeah, I think it makes sense there. But, yeah, that's my current take. But everybody, I think that's kind of it for the stream today. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. We will be back officially next Monday with streams. Should be a couple videos out this weekend. It was nice seeing everybody again. We are back officially. So, yeah. Video tomorrow and Saturday and stuff. And Monday, we will be back to the weekday streams. So, yeah. We'll see you guys next stream, video, or wherever you see us at. Godspeed to all of you.